I want to talk to you guys about social proof today and why it's so important for you to sell more music and make more sales of your music. And I'm going to share a crazy story about a dude that actually hired girls, models, to attend his show in France so that A&Rs and other labels and booking agents would think he had a bigger following. But social proof is so important because think about it like this. You don't want to go to a restaurant that has no lineup, right? Or nobody in there. Because if it's empty, then you feel like I don't want to buy there. The food isn't good, right? And it's the same thing when you look online with reviews and stuff like that. On Amazon, you want to see the one that has the most reviews. You don't want to be the first person through the door, right? You want to know that this is good. What I'm buying is legit. And it's the same thing like with me right now recording this video, whether you know it or not. Like, okay, I'm in a semi fancy studio, got vinyl there. Okay, he's a real musician. Okay, he's got a plaque there, gold plaque. He sold a bunch of albums. I tell you that I've got 1 million monthly listeners. It actually dipped down to 998,000 monthly listeners. Oh my gosh, it's gonna go back up. But all these things are signs that even that I know what I'm talking about, right? But this is why the music industry sometimes you can say is kind of like smoke and mirrors or the idea to fake it till you make it. And let's go back to this guy who is, I can't even remember his name, but he's like an indie rock guy. I don't even know if he's still doing music. Can't even remember his name or not. But we were in at a conference called Midem in Cannes, France, if I'm pronouncing that right. I was there. I was on a showcase. We were shooting a music video out there, and we were also just doing a lot of networking to get a lot of different deals and stuff. And so I was on this showcase, and I did notice that this guy had all these like pretty girls and stuff like that. I was like, and I think I said to a guy like, "Dang, dude, like he's got a pretty big following. All these girls like him." And my buddy was like, "Dude, like." No, man, he hired them. Like he paid them to show up to make it look like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, it fooled me, you know what I mean? And so obviously it fooled other people. Now, there's nothing wrong in my opinion to do that. Like if his music is dope, right? Like if he's got something going on, he's got the package, he's got good songs, and he's just basically trying to get other people to believe that he's good too, right? Like that it's worth playing. Like that it's worth listening to and worth checking it out. This is the same thing on launch day of a restaurant or whatnot. You do a lot of times they'll do a crazy discount on opening day and give away free stuff and all this stuff to get a lot of people through the door to check it out, to have like a big launch. This is the same thing with me right now. We're doing a pre-order campaign for my new album, and I'm giving away free stickers and doing a big bundle package. And I think we're gonna, do even more cool stuff just because I want to get as many sales as possible. Why? So we hit the Billboard charts. Now, when I hit the Billboard charts, my fans are going to be like, oh, and they're going to cheer me on and be like, yeah, I'm glad I supported Manifest and all this stuff and be like, dang, like he's legit. Now, that's awesome. And then I'm going to make more sales and it'll show that social proof. Manifest hit the Billboard charts. This really is a good album. I should go support that. What does that even do for you who are following me when I say, hey guys, I know how to hit the Billboard charts and know what to do and submit to SoundScan and all this stuff? You're going to be like, oh dang, okay, Chris Manifest from Smart Music Business knows what he's talking about. And it's social proof with you guys, again, whether you know it or not. So it's like all these different things, right? It's the same thing with hitting the Billboard charts with radio. I shared the story where we invested like 40 grand and we got on the Billboard charts, and that helped to get me on tours. Even though we paid, I don't know how many different stations to add the song to get on the charts, but that was leverage that we used to get on tours. My booking agent, my manager said, look, we're going to radio, and they know the game, right? But at least they're saying, okay, well, Manifest is at least willing to play the game. He's invested, even though we know he paid to get on a lot of those rock stations and stuff like that. At least he's playing the game. He's invested. He's serious. So we're going to work with him. You know what I mean? We're going to let him go on the tour. This is the same thing with like running ads to Spotify or running ads on YouTube to get your numbers up. I'm coaching an artist right now who's trying to reach out to different artists to collaborate with. And the higher his numbers are, the easier it is for him to work with other artists that are going to take him seriously. Like for me, if I want to work with somebody who's got 2 million monthly listeners, the fact that I've got 1 million shows that I'm serious. So that it's very easy for me to reach out to someone with 900,000 or anything lower than me. But even it opens up the door to work with someone who's got 1.5 million or even 3 million. Now, if that artist has 10 million or 8 million, it might be a little bit more of a stretch. So what does that mean I've got to do? It means I've got to grow. I got to get my numbers up. I got to get my social proof up. And all this stuff matters, man. Numbers matter, okay? God wrote a book called Numbers in the Bible. Numbers matter, all right? And so that stuff is important. Did you ever notice when bands post photos, I always know if there's a lot of people at the show, because if there's a lot of people at the show, they always post a wide angle and show me, right? Or they show us. If there's not that many people, it's normally more of a scanned in photo of just the front stage or maybe the band playing, because obviously there wasn't that many people. Now that's not always the case, but a lot of the time, you know, you're going to show the crowd if it's a big crowd. I've seen preachers do this, speakers do this, entrepreneurs, definitely bands and musicians. And I don't believe this is like faking it till you make it. It's just like it's showing the social proof, right? But this is why it's so important for you to even go into one platform. Like it's better that you focus on one platform, whether that's Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I don't care what it is. Choose one platform, blow it up. Have one massive big one, then go get your next one, right? Whether even podcast, whatever it is, choose your platform and blow it up. Like, and this was another interesting thing. A lot of artists that might not have big monthly Spotify listeners, might not have big Instagram followers, but yet they are killing it on TV film placements and making more money than you and I could possibly imagine, just like destroying it as a songwriter. But they're not, and a producer, but they don't necessarily have those other big numbers, but they're making big paychecks. So like sometimes there's dudes that have massive followings, but they don't know how to monetize the numbers. And this is why I put together the 10X Your Fan Base 5-day challenge, because not only am I going to show you how to grow your fans and followers, but how to monetize them. Because for a lot of a lot of artists, they're not monetizing the fan bases they have, because they're not presenting any offers. They're not monetizing it. Like, you can't actually deposit followers, subscribers, into your bank. You need to figure out and understand how to extract the money from that and do it in a cool way. So I want to invite you to the 10X Your Fan Base 5-day challenge. It starts Monday, May 23rd. It's going to be freaking awesome. I'm going to be going live for 5 days straight, teaching you, doing Q&A, especially if you get the VIP ticket. You get an hour with me privately over Zoom before we start to ask me any questions. And I charge $1,000 an hour, all right? But you can get in there for a lot less than that if you get the VIP ticket. So I really want to encourage you, go to 10xyourfanbase.com/live challenge. It's going to be freaking awesome. And I can't wait to help you. But this should hopefully give you some ideas about the social proof. Am I telling you to go hire girls or models for your next show? If it's a showcase and labels, yeah, maybe you really bribe your friends with free CDs or merch or whatever it is, or you pay people. Like, is this not what the rappers do? And even certain, country music stars, they hire models or they hire people to be in their videos. It's no different, right? Now, I'm not telling you to be sleazy or be, like sexual and all that stuff. Like I'm a Christian guy, so I don't want to do anything, negative or sketchy, but there's nothing wrong with having a crowd there. Like that's marketing. That's important. Social proof matters. I'm not telling you to lie though or anything like that, but you do want to set up an environment of social proof. Like, whether you're paying people to be there or you're giving something away, coupons, free this, why do you think bars or whatnot say the first free 50 people get free drinks, or the first 50 women, get in there free at the clubs or the bars? Because they want to get people in there. They want to show that the place is packed to attract more people. It's amazing to me, even though we got, I think, over 5 million streams on Spotify of my song Edge of My Life, and I think 500,000 views on the music video, which is a lot. I still get fans saying they just found this song because it's blowing up for us right now, and it's an older song, but they're like, oh, this song is so underrated, and it's got 500,000 streams. Why? Because to them, in their mind, it should have 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, or even more. So that tells me that I need to maybe even be running more ads to it just to get the views up, just to get the stream numbers up. Just so in these fans' mind that are coming to the page, checking out the music, it's like, oh, this dude's legit, right? They want to see people consuming the music. They want to see people, it's at the shows, sometimes we would give merch away or let our people that are running the booth at our shows, we would give them the shirts to wear. Like, I would give them each a shirt so they wouldn't buy it, but plus so that they're already wearing it and they're like wearing the brand. Because if people are wearing my stuff already at the shows, well, then other people want it. Like, if I would get people to buy merch at the merchandise table and there's a lineup, well, then more people are going to line up and more people are going to line up. But if there's nobody lined up at the table, well, then people are going to it must not be good, or I'm not going to line up. And then they don't line up. Social proof matters, guys. It matters so much. Choose your platform, go deep in it, use it wisely. But if you're going to do it, have a plan to monetize it at the end. This guy that hired the girls to be at the show, his goal was, I'm going to invest in this showcase because I'm going to be in front of some very prominent people. I'm not going to take a chance that this promoter is going to get people to the show and that we're going to have a packed house. So I'm going to hire some extra people to come, 10 or 15 people. I don't know what he paid to kind of fill up the front of the stage to show that I've got a rabid fan base so that I can get a deal and get a booking agent to sign me and take me on because my music is good. I do have a good show. I do have a good concert. Well, I don't want to waste this opportunity where I've got all these people here. I want to take advantage of it. And I personally think that's smart. All right. So you want to work smarter, not harder. Use leverage, but you got to spend your money in the right place. Like, one of the biggest things I find when I'm working with artists, for some of you artists, you're willing to spend the money, but you spend it in the wrong place. Then you get burnt, and then you're scared to reinvest it again. Well, I want to encourage you to have the courage to step out and go again. All right. And to go again. Maybe you got ripped off by a manager. Maybe you had a producer rip you off. Maybe you hired a really sketchy Spotify playlist and you got banned, or, you just did something sketchy you didn't know and you were told to do it this way and you got hurt and you're scared now to take a step. Well, can you pick yourself back up? Can I encourage you to take a step of faith and go again and not give up? Give it another try. All right. Don't quit, man. Don't quit, girl. Stay in this game. Like, you're not done yet. You have music in your heart for a reason. You might not have figured it out yet, and that's okay. Go to 10xyourfanbase.com/live challenge. Make sure you get a VIP ticket May 23rd. It's going to be freaking awesome. I look forward to hanging out with you, checking your music and answering all your questions and helping you grow, and also to not give up. Peace, yo.